Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your extra daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look into the RES-75 Tier 8 medium tank. How this session will look like: 2 games with completely stock vehicle and 2 games with completely top vehicle to see can we spot the difference, how the tank feels like and how the grind is looking like. And in the same time, if you are interested in RES Tier 11, check out the main channel. And by the way, if you are not aware of that, this is our extra channel, so feel free to subscribe. It's literally free and you will get a lot of content. I can guarantee you that. That being said, as you can see, we are completely stock with this vehicle. We don't have gun, we don't have engine, we don't have tracks. Right? The system is still the same with this vehicle. You are shooting pom, pretty much overheating mechanic. And where the armor goes of this vehicle, it is nothing to write books about, especially considering that the penetration of this vehicle is quite laughable. Usually the penetration of the tier 8s on average is, let's say, 120 with 105 millimeters of the penetration, and you can see that the situation is looking quite sad and quite bad overall from the armor. So there is nothing to write books about. Even whenever you are playing hold down, your huge frontal mantlet is just simply easy meat for the enemies for obvious reasons. But now let's see. The main reason why am I making the first impression video playing with a stock tank as well is for you to see how the experience is going to look like overall, right? I think it is very important thing to say. And in the same time, keep this in mind that yeah, the DPM doesn't look crazy. It's 200 damage per second, 60 alpha damage per shot. So definitely nothing to write books about. The penetration 185 with the standards, penetration 202 with the gold. This is stock gun, keep this in mind. And penetration 10 millimeters of penetration with the high explosives, which is literally useful only to eliminate the Scorpion, Su-130s and something else. It's not even worth it to load it for a light tanks, with all honesty, so keep this in mind. Now, speaking about the fire rate, oh man, it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. Also, it is very slow to the heat or just to lose the heat. I already played with a tier 11 and I can promise you that from the first impressions, tier 11 felt like a monster compared to this mother trucking tank, okay? Keep this in mind. But we found a guy who made a bad decision and we eliminated him straight. But once again, one more thing, this is completely stock vehicle, right? So please keep this in mind. I do not want to say that it's instantly pile of caco. I really want to highlight one thing, what I figured out. This line is not going to be easy line to play with, and you need to have something going on in between the monitor and between the chair, right? You need to know what you are doing. It is not going to be a good beginner line by any shape or any form. As a matter of fact, I would say this is as hard as you can get for being beginner, truly. And I would love to say something else. I would love to say, nah, it's not the case. Come on. It is the case. There is no doubt in my mind that this is a very hardcore situation or very hard tank to play with, and you definitely need to know exactly what you are doing. Not maybe, oh, I think so. No, you need to know what you are doing. If you don't, you are in a bit of the poo-poo hole. Beautiful, we found the guy, so we can just simply lit him on fire. Very nice. And I noticed that you can do quite a lot of damage from the clip with this mother trucking tank, by the way. We just slapped the IS-3A, which is very good thing for us, and we have done everything properly over there, and we have done gazillion of the damage, didn't we? Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's half of the trouble, I can tell you that much. Since the tank is shooting pom slower than the tier 11, it looks like it is half of the trouble. I'm loading high explosive ammunition for one particular reason, and because it is a Su-130 over there, and this is going to be crazy. Look into this gun. Look into this gun, fellas. even Su-130 is quite a hard one to penetrate. It is not so simple as to spit on them, spit on it and you are done. No. It doesn't work this way. It definitely does not work this way. Plus, on top of that, keep this in mind. Whenever you are continuing to shoot, your gun is heating up and your gun is becoming less and less accurate, right? So this is very important thing to highlight. So hitting the shots with this tank is a journey on its own. That being said, you do not want to play from the distance and you do not want to be a sniper schnitzel. You want to take your nuts in the hand and you want to be playing aggressively. To the certain extent, this mother trucking tank reminds me, it definitely reminds me the Tessak line whenever you are not a typical light tank. So this goes for this tank as well, that it is not your typical medium tank either, right? You definitely need to understand how to play with this tank, and once again, that increases the difficulty of the vehicle. But with a stock build, I definitely think that it is playable and it is okay-ish. I definitely feel like it, but you want to be close between you and the enemy. You want to have a closer distance.
Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor. Penetration.
Gold on. It's okay, we cannot complain. The first game, 2.8 thousand damage, 500 assisting damage. I cannot say that it was awful gaming experience or something, but once again, I have played with a tier 11 already. I have crafted such a video for you. The third and the fourth game, it's going to be nuts and it is going to be beautiful, right? So yeah, so same goes for this vehicle. I see the difficulty level, and I see that this tank has a bit of the stuff to offer as well, but once again, you need to know what you are doing, right? Beautiful first class, 2.7 thousand damage, 500 assisting damage. We are second by experience, we are second by the damage, and we got ourselves 6,000 profits, which is obviously not great, but not terrible either. Round number 2 being completely stock. Let's go. Okay, round number 2, Karelia standard battle. Let's see what we can get from this beauty, right? Keep this in mind, completely stock tank, just experiencing it in a way, right? And I feel like this is going to be my tank to play with. At least that's what I would guess. I would guess this is going to be my tank to play with. I don't think it is epic tank by any shape or any form, and as a matter of fact, ratings overall for this type of playstyle, it can be very, very high, but the fun level is there, and the fun level can be on the part, you know? Fun level is definitely there. Okay, good. Even though we overheated the gun, it doesn't really matter whatsoever because we are relocating anyways. So it is completely fine. One thing what I noticed whenever you're overheating the gun in the tier 8, it is 30 seconds at least with a stock gun. So 30 seconds is a big deal. So I can guarantee you that you don't want to overheat gun unless it is life and death case scenario. Keep this in mind. You do not want to overheat the gun unless this is life and death scenario. Beautiful, that was good. We caught him off guard, nice. Beautiful. So far, so good. Now what we need to do, we need to try to start flanking them. I would say this is probably the best idea for us. We could load high explosive clip because we can. And our goal would be to have a decent enough angle to say hello for the Su-130 PM. Now the question is, do we have a good enough angle for him or not? Do we have good enough angle for him or not? Okay, we can see the Vaka making pressure. So hopefully we can see this guy going. Yes, we can. And now, little by little, step by step, we are digging him, as you can see, this way. We don't want to burst the fire like a crazy mother truckers, because pay attention how it looks like whenever the distance is bigger. This is not your typical tank. You want to shoot one by one, little by little, in order to get quite some use of all of this, right? And we can see this very, 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 very well. Okay, beautiful, very, very nice. That was a good clip. Everything is fine, everything is beautiful. We are sitting in a very, very good position right there. That's a fact. Good. And I understand that in this game we are sniping, but what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? I don't really think that I have any other alternative choice, you know? Okay. We are sitting nearby and we are just simply patiently waiting. Only 200 from this type of angle. That wasn't very, very nice. But once again, we have all time in the world of tanks. We don't need to caco our pants. We can see the Progetto in the other side. Good luck pre-aiming like this, fellas. The biggest pain of this tank is going to be to shoot someone over the distance. I can guarantee you that it's not going to be fun. I can guarantee you that it is not going to be fun, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I can guarantee you that. Meanwhile, from the close distance, it is doable. It is doable, speaking about the closer distance. You can see that yourself. Everything is fine. Everything is all right. Good, 300, and once again, our mission is to keep him spotted so he will keep losing the hit points for our sniper schnitzels in the back. That's what we want to see. And now just simply eliminating him from the game, that is okay. We don't need to spam the full gold by any shape or any form. And now we can see the swiper butt. That's exactly what we want to see. That is exactly what we want to see. I want to highlight, oh my. I want to highlight one thing, that this tank is completely stock. Okay, keep this in mind. And from the full magazine, it looks like you can do like 900 damage, which is quite something. I would never say that it is absolutely useless amount of the damage, and it's not even worth it, right? And the tank doesn't need to be the thickness of the Scorpion in order to do this amount of the damage. So that is very important thing to highlight overall. Accuracy, very debatable. Very debatable accuracy. But look, being completely stock in this game, fellas, we managed to do 4,200 damage, 600 assisting damage. I feel like this line is clicking onto me quite a bit, and I feel like this is hitting my liking or my spot, you know? This is that type of line that I would be feeling great with, right? So this is for my expertise, if you will, right? And trust me, I'm far away from being the best player in the world of tanks. There is gazillion of the people that are significantly better than I am. But getting ace while being stock, it is good thing. Thank you, ace, gazillion of the medals. We are first by experience, we are first by the damage, and we got 15,000 profits, which is very much appreciated. Now, just to prove that we were stock, we are going to upgrade everything for this tank, and the difference between this gun and between this gun is very, very simple. Penetration values are different and the DPM is different. As you can see, on the bigger gun you have better DPM, you have better aim time, you have a better dispersion values, so the gun definitely should feel a bit better, and we are going to feel that ourselves, right? Whenever we are going to play with this, we just simply see, is there a difference to see or not, right? It is very, very important thing to highlight. Also, let's get ourselves field modifications, because I can promise you that field mods is the right way to do the things, and you want to have a field modifications, fellas. You always want to have field modifications. Now the cam or this, let's not take anything. We are okay with that. We don't care about this, and we don't care about secondary setup, at least for now. All this information will be updated in the index page as well, so keep this in mind, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to 200, one here and 100 over there. We are okay. And now we are going to be playing with the top version of the tank. Let's see how it feels like. While we are waiting for the things, if you are curious, how did we play with this tank stock? We played with this vehicle for 3,500 average damage and 600 assisting damage, or 400 assisting, no, 600 assisting damage by being fully stock, right? So keep this in mind. This is very, very, very important thing to highlight. And we are instantly getting a map. That's good. It instantly tier 10 matchmaking. This is not what we want to see, but this is going to be a very interesting test for this vehicle, and we can see that probably this tank will heat a bit, or I suppose to say cool a bit faster with this type of setup, right? Or by being top configuration. Plus on top of that, we have a better penetration with the standard rounds and the gold rounds as well, which is very much appreciated as per usual. I think this is that type of tank with which you want to go and play in the heavy line with a full gold, with all honesty. So let's try to do that, unless we are going to feel that not many of our forces are going there, which we feel exactly that, so we are going to the different side. I am instantly changing my mind, and I don't want to go into the heavy side just purely because how our team is playing. Purely how our team is playing. We are not even going there. So instead of doing that, we are going to try to flank some other trackers, and hopefully we are going to make better decisions like this. Meanwhile, we can see that the bot chat is considering about making quite a bit of pressure this way. And by the way, did alpha damage remain the same? Yes, still 60 alpha damage. Okay, patience, relax, take it easy. We are feeling alright. There is no need for us to panic. We are okay. We are okay for now. Oh yeah, they're dead. They're dead. They don't know that, but they are definitely being cooked right there. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be making a bit of pressure ourselves this way. Because we can get closer to the enemy forces, and we can just simply auto-aim and burst the living crap out of them. For obvious reasons, this is exactly what we are looking for, and this is what we need. We want to be smart with our decisions for obvious reasons. Good, light tank has been eliminated. This is very, very good. Charfooter is screaming and running away. Fair play. We definitely can't act surprised about this. And we have the RES-75 in the other side, which we don't really care about, and we have a Tiger. Now this is okay. Pay attention, I can see a difference already between the stock and between the top version of this tank. And the main difference between those versions is very, very simple. With a top version, you are reloading quicker between the shells, right? So your DPM is increasing in this way, right? Which is very important thing to highlight. Now we have double charioteer sitting in this side, and I don't really think that we are going to be able to reach them in time. So I'm just simply ignoring this side, and I am more willing to go for Aries sitting over there, because I just simply think that it is a better play for us, and I think we can get a bit more of the use this way. Meanwhile, the enemy Aries is thinking it would be a great idea to make pressure, which wasn't a bad call from his side with all honesty, but The question is how we can get more use of all of this. I think we are winning the trades. Are we? We are definitely not winning the trades. He banged me like there is no tomorrow, and I can cry myself to sleep at this point in time, which is not exactly what we were looking for, but that's what we have. Nevertheless, we punished the enemy IS-7, which is very much appreciated, very, very nice, but this game is significantly harder and significantly worse than the games that we had before, which is quite sad thing, but once again, I don't really think that it is our responsibility of all of this, just because enemy team was completely different over there and they did a different type of stuff. Plus on top of that, there is a lot of sniping to be had, but the gun difference between the stock and top version is quite massive, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The difference in the gun is quite massive, not gonna lie.
Ready to fire. Where did they go? Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Ready to fire. I don't see them.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now Yoch tank sitting over there. Maybe we could get a bit more use from all of this. I think we can. And now pa pa pa, pa pa pa, pa pa pa. Oh man, the long distance shots are so hard and so sad in a way. I must admit that long range shots with this tank, you just need to pa pa pa, wait, pa pa pa, wait, because if you keep shooting, your reticle is getting bigger and bigger as a gun heats up, and it's very, very, very difficult to hit your shots. It is okay, we are learning, you know, this is the most important thing, and I can promise you that the top version definitely feels better than the stock version, that's for sure. That is for sure. 2,500 damage, 700 assisting damage. We are first by experience, we are fourth by the damage, and we got ourselves minus 700 credits, which is okay. Anyways, one more game, let's go. Okay, last but not least, we are playing against the tier 9s over there, which is okay. Redshire standard battle. Okay, interesting. Let's see what we can do from all of this. Let's see how much of the use we can get. We can clearly see that the heavy line is going to be quite weak. I can tell you that much, but it is okay. We are fine. We are going to take a semi-defensive positions, I would say, and that should work just fine. At least that's what I want to believe. Do I want to take a defensive position or do I want to play here? If he is going to go over there, which he is, maybe we can just simply have a decent enough angle to start slapping them here. And once again, I understand that the sniping is not the best thing with this tank, but in this type of situation, I don't really think I have a choice, right? Beautiful. We tortured the enemy. That's very, very nice. Very much appreciated. And pay attention at the reticle. Is the reticle getting smaller? Yes, the reticle is getting smaller. I can see it moving little by little. Man, this is not a sniper schnitzel. Finally.
We didn't even scratch them.
Finally.
Penetration.
Step by step, shot by shot, we are just trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. Nothing too crazy, is it? By the way, is there Indian Panzer in the open field? Kind of, yes, but... one more thing, fellas. Definitely worth to highlight, whenever you are shooting through the distance with this tank, you are mostly scaring the enemy and you are not getting that much of the use, okay? I think that is a super important thing to highlight, because let's get real. 80 alpha damage feels like tickling, and it's not, it doesn't feel like, actually 60 alpha damage feels like tickling. It's not more, It is not like a proper punishment for an enemy by any shape or any form. And in this type of situation, as you can see, I am just shooting shot by shot, and I'm trying to punish him. Where on the other hand, if I would be playing over there with something like guard, as an example, the situation would be completely different, and with a guard I would be able to do 400 after 400 if I am hitting the shots, and mostly with a guard we would. Now, we have high explosive clip, and this is going to be absolutely nuts what you are going to see. Fellas, I want to highlight one thing. Sometimes you need to be brave and stupid. And I'm brave and stupid now. I am going to go for this hog, because if I recall it, hog doesn't have armor, so we should be able to just simply farm him like this. And this is the moment whenever this tank is straight up broken, and this is the moment whenever you are saying, OMFG, what Wargaming did, they created a monster. But once again, keep this in mind, we had a special light tank who made a decision, who is paper, and made a decision to play in the heavy flanks. So, you know, what do you expect? What did he expect? To get some flowers or what? You know? Keep this in mind. That was like a candy, you know, or that was the situation. You are walking in the middle of the street and you are finding the bloody 10 euros on the ground. This is how it felt in this type of situation. So please keep this in mind. You won't get those freebies too often, you know. You won't be getting those freebies too often. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. But it can work against the Scorpion, RHM Waffle, Su-130 PM. You know, to have some high explosive ammo is a very, very, very beneficial thing to have. That's for sure. There is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind, folks. What I noticed that it does a lot of critical damage as well. This is the second guy we lit here on fire as well. So I think this could be a highlight as well. So that means the critical hit thingy you want to have. I'm talking about the critical hit perk, you know? Okay, relax, take it easy, we are fine, we have all time in the world of tanks, we don't need to panic, we don't need to caco our pants, it's okay. Now, in this situation, I'm going to load the gold ammo and I'm going to flank the VZ-114, because I have a feeling that flanking VZ-114 will bring us plenty of the use. Now, this is obviously debatable, but you know, we'll see. Okay, we punished him as much as we physically and possibly could in this type of situation, and we can see he is not really... He is definitely looking at us, but we want our guys to spot him. That's the most important thing. Actually, I don't really care. I think I can go like this, because we will see his butt first, and we will just simply eliminate him. Scorpion is sitting here next to the red line. It is okay. It doesn't bother me by any shape or any form. We are kind of alright with that, and plus on top of that we could just simply start slapping Scorpion over the distance, although once again Scorpion kind of escaped, and that is fine. There is nothing to be worried about. Now, we have Arias who is sitting right there and who is making quite a bit of the pressure, and let's allow him to do that. We are still keeping the distance between ourselves and enemies, because I think that is this is the right way to do the things. Maybe I could potentially go over there, but once again we need to reconsider our life choices. Is it worth it? Probably it is worth it. Probably it is worth it. I want to get into position over there. Very difficult tank to play with. I can promise you that most of the players won't be able to do anything with this tank. The experience that you need to have with this tank and to make a perfect choice or good choices in the game in order to be able to do something with it is very, very heavy, fellas. It is very, very heavy. I think that this line could be one of the hardest lines to play with unless you are sitting in the situation whenever you are doing 1000 damage and you are feeling okay. Then those tanks can behave in a way like YOLO bullets, if you will. You are making a pressure bomb, 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 bomb. You are clipping someone out. You are going on the long reload, and then you are getting farmed. So in this type of situation, it definitely could work, that is for sure. But once again, how many of the World of Tanks players would be happy about this? This is the question. Good, we slapped him quite a bit. We got assisting damage over there. That's good. Very, very nice. Also, definitely another thing to say that the top version feels better than the stock version because it feels like you are shooting faster between the shells, right? Since you are shooting faster between the shells, you are just stacking the damage a bit quicker, and it definitely feels tiny touch better, that's for sure. Now, the same situation, long range shots, so that means you are doing the bursts one by one, instead of just going pom 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 pom. You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. Jack Tiger made the decision to go like this. I think we want to eliminate Jack Tiger over there, and I think I know exact angle from where he's going to be peeking. If I would wait right about here, we should be able to eliminate him from the game, but we can see the guy making a hardcore pressure and I'm dead. Actually, maybe I'm not dead yet. No, luckily we had a firefighting skill, which definitely helped us dearly. But once again, that was just simply bad play from my side. Can I escape in time? I can. We can clearly see that we got saved by the bad penetration values of all of those tanks, because they have a bad dispersion over the distance. Plus, on top of that, if it is not enough, they have bad penetration. So that goes both ways. Luckily, it helps for us, and it is kind of messing this tank up for us as well. So I don't think that this tank can finish in very good level, right? Where the index goes, how niche those tanks are and how powerful they are. I think in the end of the day, at least from the tier 11 and tier 8 perspective, I think that they are going to be sitting towards the 3 and 3.5 category, and maybe 4 if I am super generous, but I'm really generous. At least that's what I think. At least that's what I think, folks. Okay, how about if we would say hello for Mr. Scorpion sitting over there? Okay, we are spotted. Doesn't really change anything. At least I don't really think that it does. Let's try to approach them somehow. Let's try to approach them somehow, shall we? I want to load high explosive clip because I can. Okay, 300 in the face. Beautiful. I know about the clickeroo sitting somewhere next to the red line. I'm very, very well aware of that. I get it. How about the Scorpion? Would we be able to say hello for a Scorpion sitting right about here? This is the question. We cannot. We can see our Jack Pizda Jr. making quite a bit of pressure this way. But I don't really think that changes anything for us. We are loading the standard ammunition. That is okay. If Charioteer would make a decision to push on him, he would regret his life choices. Bam, 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 bam. It's okay. I knew that I can be dead by the art and I can be dead by the sniper schnitzels from the back, but I regret nothing. I know what have I done over there, and that was kind of silly, but that's okay. Nevertheless, we have 4,500 damage and 900 assisting damage. This this gameplay fits me very well, but it's very heavy on the brain use. I can guarantee you that. Anyways, let's see the score. Okay, and we are back from the game, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We are feeling fine with this. And by the way, if you have index mod, keep this in mind that you need to connect your account in order to make it work. Keep this in mind. Meanwhile, we came back with a defeat and ace, high caliber, 4.5 thousand damage, 900 assisting damage. We are on the top by experience and by the damage, and we lost 7,000 credits. Now, overall, this session with this tank was quite something. 3.5 thousand average damage and 700 assisting damage, so we have played very well, considering that we played with the stock vehicles as well. I hope this video will help you to grind, and keep this in mind that this is our extra YouTube channel, so feel free to subscribe. It's literally free, and if you won't enjoy the content, you can always unsubscribe. Keep this in mind. Love you all. Thank you very much for being with us, and see you very soon. In fact, tomorrow with a tier 9 RES 85 video. I think this is how it's called. Love you, take care, have a good one, I'm out, peace.